On today's episode,
That's where we started. That's where we're going.
we take a trip to Ponce Inlet and tackle the Ponce Lighthouse. The lighthouse was built in 1887, and with 203 steps to the top, the Florida heat was not backing down.
The museum is requiring that we wear masks to walk up, so we're gonna have this mask on the whole time. The hat has come off. I'm sweating.
So come along as we take a look at washed up refugee rafts, lighthouse beacons from all over the world, and much more.
Wow, 12,000 pounds. This light is 12,000 pounds.
Bearded Finds is back.
Look at this view. What's going on, guys? Bearded Finds here. We're out at Ponce Inlet at the Ponce Lighthouse. This lighthouse was built in 1880 and it's one of the tallest in the United States at 175 feet. Today we're going to take a little bit of a tour, head on up and see what it looks like at the top. Also get a good look at the light up there.
Is it on?
The new normal.
Hello. Are you guys looking for tickets?
Yeah.
So it's $6.95 for adults, and it includes going up the lighthouse and all of the museum exhibits.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, that works.
So 2 adults?
Yes, please.
Wow. That's awesome.
You can just see how massive this thing is when you get up close to it. So they have some Cuban rafts that washed up here on display. It says the raft to your left washed ashore in Volusia County in 1989. Clothing found on board suggests that the children were among those on the raft. The orange life vest that you see right here in the middle of the boat was left behind by the U.S. Coast Guard to indicate that these refugees were rescued at sea. The raft on the right washed ashore in 1994, and the 90-mile wide Florida Strait between Cuba and South Florida is extremely treacherous, and the fate of the individuals aboard this raft are unknown. And just to the right of that, we have some more of these Cuban refugee rafts, kind of explaining how they wound up here and some of the laws that they were put in place at the time when these people arrived. So to sum up the sign, it just basically says that between 1966 and 1995, if you were able to get here via boat, you could be accepted into the United States as a resident after a year. And in 1996, that law was changed to a wet foot, dry foot policy, which means if you got here via a route of land through Mexico, you were allowed to stay. However, a few years ago, the law was discontinued. So these rafts still wash ashore today here in Ponce Inlet and are on display for everybody to see. Coming up on this small building, there's a sign here. It says, look around the corner to see what was used here from 1887 until indoor plumbing was installed in the dwellings in 1921. So we're gonna go check it out. Oh, do they have it like see-through so you can look in there?
It's a hole in the floor.
That's how it was, man. That's how it was. Look, and they got a little catalog on the floor. It looks like a Sears catalog, which is a little Easter egg from back in the day. That was kind of what people kept in their bathroom, Sears catalogs, because that's how you ordered things. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see, a bench with a hole in it. Well, obviously, due to the pandemic, the world is a different place. The museum is requiring that we wear masks to walk up, so I'm gonna have this mask on the whole time. It's gonna get really hot, so I'm gonna do it for you guys. Do not enter this area. Let's see if you guys can see up to the top there. Just a giant maze of staircases and walls and supporting beams. Almost dizzying to look at it. It says, while in the tower, wear your mask. Keep social distancing. Warn others before you enter a landing. Pass others only at the landings and not on the stairs. When you reach the top, turn right out the door, progress once around the balcony, probably so you don't run into people. Everybody touches the railings, needs to wash or sanitize your hands when you're done. I don't know how many steps this is. Maybe this over here will tell us. 175 feet high, it took 3 years to build. The lighthouse, the light on the top of the lighthouse can be seen for 17 to 20 nautical miles. 203 steps right there, folks. So as you can see, I'm walking up the stairs now. Amanda's gonna follow me as soon as she's done texting. And to be honest with you folks, if there's nobody around, I can't say I'm gonna wear this mask the entire way up. Look at this. They've made it so in case you do have to pass somebody on the landing, you're separated by this piece of looks like cellophane or shower curtain. Oh, somebody's coming down, babe. As you can see, when people come down, you gotta get out of the way. The stairway is already so narrow, and the pandemic doesn't help. How's it going? Doing well. Yeah, we sure are. As you can see, that's where we started. That's where we're going. Take a look at this right here. Only a few flights up. There's no airflow in here, so you could just see the sweat building up. The hat has come off. We're sweating. It's hot. We're gonna make it up there though. Good Lord. Oh, we got 1, 2, 3 more to go, 4 more to go. And we're there. Right now, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 9 flights of stairs to the top. There is a sign downstairs that warns against people with heart conditions, saying if you are physically unfit, they seriously recommend that you don't do this. Ooh. I don't know if on camera it does it really justice, but in person, when you peer down over it, you just see the same spiral shape going down. It almost elongates the entire height that you're at. It makes it look like you're twice as high as you really are. It says, from this window, you can see the Halifax River. Very cool. I can see daylight, so we're getting there. Oh, if you guys can see, I'm sweating. See some of the old exposed brick here through the paint.
Cool. History. Oh my gosh, we're high. One more little flight.
Service room. This room is illuminated by 4 windows and was an ideal place for keepers to carry out the cleaning and repairs of their equipment. You can see there's a emergency radio here. And it was for lighthouse authorities only. So, anybody, it says right here, any unauthorized use of this radio is prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Wow.
Cool.
Have one more flight here. I think we're up
These
there.
are really narrow.
Going down will be easier.
Maybe.
Wow, these are really narrow stairs, you guys. You gotta be super careful to make sure I don't trip.
Please don't. Here we are. Oh my god, the breeze.
Wow. Look at this view. Here's where we came from. Here's where we are. See if I show you guys the lighthouse light here. Alright, we're gonna head on down. Wow, look at that. Isn't that cool? Listen to that sound. Doesn't that just sound official? So cool. If you guys can just see how carefully you have to step to head down. Yeah, this is a doozy. You almost have to step sideways like a dancer doing a plie. Ooh. It's a slow process. Yeah, these are interesting. Great way to twist your ankle.
Yeah, any size bigger than a size like 8.
As you guys can see, there's no airflow in here. So once you kind of get up to it and get past the second or third flight, your body will let you know that you are hot and that it is miserable in here.
It's August.
It's August, yes, it's mid-August right now. So we're in the dead heat of the summer, hopefully coming into fall soon. However, that doesn't help us on a day like today. And we're definitely feeling the heat. Just being outside in this 90-degree heat feels twice as good as being inside there where there's no air moving. Big difference. The principal keeper's dwelling. This building was home of the station's principal keeper and his family, and it also contained the light station office and library. The U.S. Lighthouse Service principal keepers who served here are on this list with their respective years of service. Pretty interesting. As you can see, the very last one was an Edward L. Meyer until 1943. First one, William R. Rowlinski. That's a name.
Oh yeah, easy.
Oh, very nice. Oh, look at this cool dugout. Some original hardware here. This is original ceiling construction. A small section of the original ceiling had to be removed to accommodate an air conditioner, so they saved this original wood. This light behind me says that it was used to signal a beacon in 1920. And yeah, this was from France, so very interesting. You can kind of see maybe how the construction might differ from country to country. So where's this one from?
It's like a lot.
California. So this is from California. It almost looks like a double stack of the one that I just showed you guys behind me. I think this one here is one of the more traditional ones that most people think they would see at the top of a lighthouse. This one's from 1931. It was made by the United States Lighthouse Service for aviation use. To me, this is like more close to what I'm usually used to seeing with a lighthouse light.
It's for the Coast Guard.
There's usually a smaller light than we think, and then a big old plate behind it to make it big, and then a giant mirror behind that to make it huge. So pretty interesting, the science behind all of that. There's an old radio receiver. So cool. We got this one here too.
That one's from Fort Pierce.
Fort Pierce, 1920s. Like the red in there, it looks like it's on fire.
So this one was possibly used by Canadian or British Royal Air.
Oh, okay. So
they don't know where.
they're not sure where this one came from, but they think it was used by the British Royal Air Force or Canadian Royal Air Force. They left just a little bit of the door open here so you could see that shine. Oh, look at this one. I didn't even show this one. It's from 1916. You could see me walking up with my GoPro, and then it flips. How random is this? What a weird, trippy effect.
See me in the background?
Yeah, you can see Amanda here. It's weird. It's like as I pull away, Oh, that's so weird. And then if I were to step back, what's happening? That is just weird. Wow, check out this room they have here. Oh, wow. The Ponce Inlet First Order Fixed Fresnel Lens. This gives you a lot of information about each type of glass, how the science behind it works. This is really interesting. I've never seen anything so large, just all sitting in a room so pristine and pretty.
That was in France, that big one.
This big one is from France, my wife tells me. I really like how they took the time to do like these little ornate designs around it. Things people wouldn't even see. Very interesting. Wow. 12,000 pounds. This light is 12,000 pounds of glass. That is so crazy to me. Well, we just made it upstairs here, and they have a really interesting glass display of all sorts of ship and hand lanterns from over the years, all sorts of different decades and eras. I'm not going to spend the time showing you every single one of them, but walking along, don't pay attention to that, I'm walking the wrong way. We're the only people in here right now, so walking along here, you can just get kind of a gauge for how far we've come and where we're going. You can get a really, really cool view coming up here of these lights, and you can just see the refraction, just my minimal movements. You can see as I stop moving, all of these lights are actually sitting still. All this glass, as I start moving, you can just see how incredibly effective the glass is in carrying light. It's shooting off into a million different directions as we walk past it. Let's see if I can get you guys really close. Well guys, that was really cool checking out the Ponce Lighthouse. There's a lot of history here with St. Augustine just to the north of us and the discovery of it from Ponce de Leon. So this area played an integral part in history and the eventual discovery of the rest of the state of Florida. So very cool to stop off here. We're gonna hit a couple other spots while we're out on the side of town. For right now, I think we're gonna spend some time inside of this gift shop. So we'll see you at the next spot. Peace. Pull away. Oh, that's so weird.